Hey guys, so I'm gonna do an extended forecast for you guys tonight, just because intense doesn't even just begin to describe what we've been feeling the last few days. Okay, it genuinely feels like we've entered a time warp, and I'm not gonna make this forecast too long, but wow, there's just been a lot of drama that's bubbling up. It feels like aliens took their fingers and were like, ooh, let's stir up the pot on planet Earth. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. Now, by time warp, I mean that it's almost like we're being presented with things, versions of who we were like 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. That's the message I got. For me, for instance, 8 to 10 years ago, I wouldn't say 8 years ago, but 10 years ago, I was in very abusive relationships and always being gaslighted and always thinking that I was this awful person. And no matter how many times I would apologize, it just was never enough. And always feeling like I'm kind of shoved in a corner and I can't get out. And I'm not sharing this to play the victim, obviously, but I did a lot of work to come out of that, all that victim programming and stuff like this. And I haven't interfaced with any of this stuff in like 9, 10 years. And lately it's been coming up. The last few days have been so intense. Um, and weird things have been happening that might have happened like 10 years ago, like being bullied or having someone gaslight me and try to make me think I'm crazy. The difference now is that I don't buy into it anymore. Okay? I see it as a manipulative tactic. So it's almost like being in a different dimension. Like I said in my Instagram video, forget Back to the Future. This is like going back to the past. And all this old energy that we thought we had cleared for good, things that you really don't attract anymore, are resurfacing. And there are two ways to look at this. They're either resurfacing because there was still a residue in your body and you've kind of come full circle and the universe is just testing to see if you really mean what you say and say what you mean. If you really do stand in your truth now, in self respect and self honor, and all of these things, and will not tolerate anything that stems from lack, anything that stems from manipulation or control. One thing that I know about star seeds, and I know this about myself, we do not like to be controlled. If people tell us who we are, if people try to steal our light, it's like no, 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 no. And we allowed that in the past. We did. And for me, the message that I've been getting the last 2 days and what's become very clear to me is I refuse to have anyone ever steal my light again. So I can't subscribe to whatever I've been presented with. Have I felt the trigger? Yes, I have. I felt the trigger, and I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense because it feels so foreign to me. Like it's been ages that I haven't dealt with this, and so why is this? Why is this all of a sudden presenting in my reality? And it's been okay because it's kind of made me kind of assess the whole situation and be like, oh, this is coming up because the universe is testing to see if I really mean it now. Do I really value myself? Am I going to let any sort of hook get into me now? If it's coming from someone else's projected reality, if they're trying to displace their own issues onto me, am I really going to believe it? Because in the past, we used to believe when people told us we were broken. We used to believe when people told us we weren't divine or we weren't good people. And so we adopted their own belief systems and we diminished our own light. And so I feel a lot of this stuff is bubbling up so that we can really stand in our truth now and no longer make allowances for things that are not true. Okay? We don't subscribe to distruths or to untruths. So that's one way to look at it. And the other way to look at it is like, oh, it's just an old version of reality that I've already cleared out. So it's actually not coming up. If anything, it's trying to come in. And I'm going to say no to that because it's reminiscent of who I used to be. And the universe is about to promote me to a new level, right? I'm speaking for all of us. The universe is about to promote you to a new level, and it just wants to ensure that you're going to be able to handle the pressure when all of your dreams actualize, when everything that you desire comes to fruition. It just wants to make sure that you can be in a pressure cooker and keep your cool and maintain your composure. So those are two ways to look at it. It's stuff that's clearing, if you will, debris that's clearing that was still inside of you really deep down there because you haven't dealt with it because you've cleared most of it. And now it's just resurfacing, almost like a 10-year mark kind of thing. How energy always comes full circle. And we always revisit sites that we once visited because that's what energy does. It recycles itself. Or that something, an old version, is trying to merge into your reality now because you're about to be promoted. So all these people can subconsciously feel that you're upgrading to new levels, and they're going to try to come in and keep you from your mission. But it's both. It's always both. Okay. If you feel the trigger, it definitely means that there's something in your body that's still there. That's needing to be cleared. And if you don't feel the trigger and you're like, wait, this is almost comical because I don't feel anything. I mean, I graduated from this lesson years ago. Then it's just for you to dismiss it and to say, I've already graduated from that. I have zero interest in that. And still choosing to completely disengage or not engage at all from the get-go. But yeah, this is a very, the intensity that I've been feeling the last few days has been immense. And it's a drama energy, and people who used to control you, they may not reappear in your reality, but the energy of those people is going to reappear in your reality in a different gift, in a different gift wrap. Okay? So another kind of message that I'm streaming right now, that I'm getting right now, is the universe is actually going through a massive cleansing. Massive. So the planet is going through a massive cleansing. The universe is going through a massive cleansing. And so a lot of those energies that we're hiding, okay, are being brought to the surface now so that they can become visible because they can't hide anymore. All right, which lets me know that there are massive, massive shifts taking place at a planetary level. And everyone now is being called to clear all their stuff, all the heavy-duty stuff, whether it's subtle or whether it's all energy that needs to be cleared anyways. Okay, whether it's subtle or more obvious or more apparent, all of that stuff needs to be cleared now. Even the stuff that hasn't been affecting you the last 10 years, that was still somehow hiding in an alleyway in your energy field, if you will. Okay? So all of that stuff needs to come up and out. So as you move energies up and out of the body, in a way, you're moving yourself up and out of all realities that don't serve a constructive purpose in your life. Or so you're either moving the reality up and out, or you're moving out of those realities. You can choose to see it in whichever way you want. You're either moving out of those realities, or you're moving those realities out of you. Okay? So I like to play with many perspectives just because that's how we stretch our multidimensionality. That's how we really start to tap into, I should say, we start to tune to higher frequencies and a multitude of dimensions. So always try to add as many perspectives as you can into your laundry basket, because everything is true, okay, depending on which perception you're existing in or you're assuming in that moment. So the more perspectives, the merrier. Okay, that's why debates to me are out. You don't debate with people anymore. That seems very linear. It seems very, my way is the only way. My truth is the truth. And everything is true. Okay, it depends on which frequency bandwidth you're operating at. And this also ties into the theme of this week, of this forecast, that conflict is out. That's obsolete now. And if people try to stir up the pot with you, and they try to push your buttons to get you to revert to an old version of who you are, you just have to kind of see it for what it is. It's their own lack that's being projected onto you, trying to get you to opt into their game, trying to get you to sign into their own dramatic Facebook account, and it's just a metaphor for you don't sign into those realities anymore. You don't play in that. You don't participate in that. So this is a test. This is a big fat cosmic evaluation, because a lot of you have been asking your universe to bring forth your desires in physical form, asking your universe to bring forth all the amazing realities that you want to exist in. And so how I view it is, this is kind of like your grand finale. It's like the final scene of the movie where are you really going to prove? Can you really prove that you've maintained that you can maintain your vibration, that you can sustain yourself, that you don't believe the untruths? Can you really are you really standing firm in that? Okay, you're undergoing massive upgrades right now, and because before they can actually physicalize, then the universe wants to make sure that you don't internalize other people's issues anymore. Okay, and you're going to find more and more and more that there's a clear splintering in dimensions within this dimension. It's a multi-dimensional Earth now. So some people are going to be caught in that old energy of lack, of debate, of trying to be demeaning, of trying to be competitive, of trying to put you in the wrong. And then all of you who have been putting in the work, all right, you operate from unity consciousness now. You function from a higher place now. And you understand that conflicts, all they do is they drain the energy and the life out of a room. They're unnecessary. We don't need those anymore. So if someone's trying to push your buttons, I had someone try to pick a fight with me at the gym the other day. I'm like, what? Like, this is so weird. So weird. Like, it feels like, it's almost like you've been thrust into this reality that isn't yours almost. That's like the energy I'm getting. It's either really old or it's something that's super unlike what you would not like regularly magnetize into your life. It's just weird. So we're being thrown around into all these dimensions, bouncing around. The other thing that's been coming up this week is like, all you want to do is rest and be with yourself and kind of retreat to your sanctuary, okay? And be with yourself and feel all of this stuff. And the universe isn't letting you. It's like an event that leads to another event, and to another event, to another event. And it won't let you run away anymore. It's like you almost have to kind of anchor your feet into the ground and say, all right, this is what I've been practicing these last 8-9 years, and I'm going to just be that now. I'm going to be that example now. And I'm not going to let anything try to pirate my energy. I'm not going to accept less. I'm not going to accept disrespect. I'm not going to allow anything. I'm not going to give admission, like a ticket into my energy field to anyone who is going to be representative of a very old paradigm of mine. Okay? Now, this just came to me now. Who you were 10 years ago is completely different than who you are now, but you were in a lot of emotional bondage with people, a lot of unhealthy entanglements with people. Okay? So that can bring up, if someone knows which button to push, that can truly send you back into that space. And that's where you have to be strong and firm, and know that you've built a strong internal constitution within yourself, and that you don't need to play those games. You don't need to let anyone pull you into their storm anymore. That's theirs. It's not yours. Now, if you do feel the trigger, though, that is yours, and I said that earlier. So just make sure that you process it from within, okay? If someone sends you a nasty text message and you're wanting to respond, because remember, if we're going through a very dramatic time right now and the energies are intense and you're not vibrating as highly as you're used to, then you have to work extra hard to not stoop down a few levels and respond to those texts that might be triggering or whatever. you really have to be in control. Maintain your composure and know that this is just kind of like your final scene in the movie. And if you get through this, you're pretty much passing the test. It's your own test, really. It's your higher self testing you. It's your universe testing you. It's your guides testing you. They just want to make sure that you're ready for everything that you've been calling forth. They just want to make sure that you meant it when you said it, when you wished for it. Okay? Lots of good stuff is coming. So always remind yourself, even though it feels painful right now, even though there's a lot of drama or weird stuff that's outlandish that's coming up right now, it's for my good. It's for my good. It means that there's a clearing happening. It means that I'm coming full circle. Okay? I'm bringing everything full circle now. Who you were 10 years ago to the now, it's full circle. All right? You've already graduated from all those lessons, just so you know. You've already graduated, but every once in a while, the universe will send you remnants of the past so that just to make sure that you fully know that you've graduated. Okay? And you have. So you don't have to engage in those realities or with those people anymore. A lot of people are suffering on the planet right now. And so as the energies intensify for everyone, and we have to remember they're higher frequencies of light. It's photonic light. And it's going to target all the darkness on this planet. It's cleansing the planet. It's cleansing everything, every little alleyway, okay, within the planet is being cleansed, where all that darkness or all that lower vibrational energy was hiding. That can't hide anymore, okay? And the entire collective is within us. So remember, even as you feel these triggers, they're happening for everyone. That's a lot of how I do these forecasts, is because I'm operating as the collective. I'm always connected into the collective of what all of us are feeling, because we're all interconnected as one. So, yes, you've already graduated, and know that this light, that we're being blasted with photonic light right now, and it's going to target all the darkness, all the residue, all that stuff that doesn't need to be here anymore. It's intense. Okay? So, be strong and know that you are divine. Even when you were in that abusive relationship 10 years ago, there was nothing wrong with you. You got convinced that something was wrong with you, which is what made you stay there so long. Did you need to be there that long? Obviously, because then you had to eventually come to the recognition that you're amazing, okay, and that you don't accept less. You don't allow that anymore. So, but yes, you were always divine, and there were people who tried to steal your light. And that's it. And also, those people served a great purpose, because through them, you now know not to buy into those narratives anymore. That you're not a good person, that you're not enough, that you need to say sorry 1,000 times. Okay? That's all manipulation. So use your discernment, use your third eye, use your psychic abilities, and know when to call BS. All right? You have to call it. And also, for this week, and next week probably, because this energy is probably going to carry over, a lot of why this energy is bubbling up right now is to speak your truth. You have to speak your truth. Which side are you on? Are you serving the 5D and beyond? Or are you still in avoidance? Are you still ignoring the issues when they come up? So whoever triggered me this week, I articulated it. I don't do these realities. When you're ready to speak consciously, come back. You're always welcome in my world, but you can't bring that energy that's out of tune with you. We've already graduated those. Okay? So, very important right now, throat chakra activations. Speak your truth. Throat chakra cleansing. And also standing in your power. Being the solar plexus, standing in your power. Okay? I might have believed this 10 years ago, and it's just coming back around, because amazing things are coming, And when those amazing things come, people will throw all kinds of things at you. How are you going to respond? How are you going to respond when they throw all that stuff at you? Okay? You might build your empire, and one person says something to throw you off, to knock you off your stool. How are you going to handle it? Are you going to let them knock you off your stool? Or are you going to remember that you are divine? Are you going to remember that you are whole? Are you going to remember that you're a perfect creation of God, of Source, of universe? Are you going to remember that? Okay? We also have to compassionize with the people who are struggling right now. We're not better than them. This is not a hierarchy. They're who we once were. So we have to compassionize with it. But don't internalize it. Because if you internalize it, then you're going to go down the tubes. Okay? So empathize with them, but you have to be firm. All right, when you're ready to speak consciously, we can have the conversation. But you can't bring that energy with you. That has to be left behind. We never shut the door on people, but people have to come correct. So I hope that helps you guys. I felt very inspired to do this video for you tonight. And if you feel inspired to, please share the video. Because again, this forecast, today we are May 9th, and I feel like this is going to lead up to probably the 17th of May. You're loved, you're appreciated, I acknowledge you, all of you who are watching me right now. I'm so happy to be a part of the collective with you guys, and we're all doing this work together. This is what it's about, all right? It's collaboration, it's co-creation, it's interdimensional exchange of data, okay? The wisdom you receive then gets transmitted to me. The wisdom I receive gets transmitted to you. We're truly grid workers, and we are holding the light, and the information is for all of us to continue to ascend into the highest states, into the highest realities, and all is well. All right? Be strong. Don't let anything that is limiting, don't let anything that tries to dictate your reality in anymore. Okay? Remember, you are whole. You are divine. Much love.